Let's talk a little bit about integrating other people in with our workflow. Now, we've already created a clone of our local development repository by first pushing it to a central repository and then pulling it down into a production repository. And to set up an environment for another person, the process is going to be exactly the same. The only difference are the rules around how that repository is used. So for example, in our production site, we're going to stay on the master branch, and we're not going to do any development on that site directly or in that repository. For a fellow team member, they're going to be doing the same thing that we are, working on code, committing code, pulling down code. And so the rules that govern their setup are going to be pretty similar to the ones that govern yours. Let's go ahead and create an environment for a fictional coworker named Gary. So first, what I'm going to do is go to my website directory where I have all of my sites. And I'm going to create a new folder for the new site called loc.getsite.gary.com. Okay, and now I'm going to create a new command line tab. Again, I'm using a command line tool called iTerm, which allows for tabs. You could just create a separate window if you're using something that doesn't include tabs. And I'm going to rename it by double-clicking the tab and calling it Gary. Okay, so now we have three environments: development, production, and Gary. Just like we did on the production site, we're going to go ahead and clone our remote repository into Gary's local website folder. So I'm going to jump to GitHub where we have our repository hosted. This is my dashboard page, and I can get to my repository page by clicking on it under the Your Repository section. And then here at the top, we're just going to copy this SSH address that we can pass to the git clone command. And then I'm going to jump back to the command line, and I'm going to go ahead and navigate to Gary's website folder, the root of it. I know where it is. Your path may be different. And then let's go ahead and do git clone, and then pass it the address that we just copied from GitHub. And I'm going to hit enter. It'll take a minute to download everything. When it's done, we can go back to our folder. And if we open up the site, again, just like we did with production, it pulled everything into this BAM change management folder. This will probably be a different name for you. And I'm going to take all of the files and move them up above this directory so it's in the root folder of our site. And then I'm going to delete that containing folder. Now I'm going to jump back to the command line and do a git status. And it says we're on branch master, nothing to commit. So we're all squared away. Gary now has a working version-controlled environment.